I finally got to see the second episode of HBO's original new series, House of the Dragon. It is centered within the Game of Thrones universe, and it is a story that takes place 200 years prior to the events of Game of Thrones. This show is mostly centered around the Targaryens. I was about to say the Tyrells, no, the Targaryens, and how their rule over the Nine Kingdoms with the Iron Throne and their dragons came to be. Um, yes, I know what I'm talking about because in the first episode, and I have seen it because I know a lot of people are going to be wondering, have you really seen it? Really? In the first episode, basically, the king has an heir. And that scene, I gotta say, the king killed his wife and son, killed his wife through. I mean, we came a long way for C-section. Basically, he needed an heir, and the second heir was his brother Daemon, the uncle of Rhaenyra. And you do see that she is the firstborn, but she is not a woman, but she is not a male. And when the funeral is, I will never be a son. I will always be a princess. I will never be the heir to the throne. And I kind of wonder, did she ever want it, or like, okay, I will take the responsibility if it comes down to me, but did she ever want it? But anyways, in that first episode, she is named heir. She is named the heir because Daemon insults her brother, the king's son, his brother's son, calling the son heir for a day. Apparently, the little one died in their sleep. Like I said, when they did the C-section, and like I said, we came a long way with the C-section. I think that played a factor in the little one's death, because it was like the only way to save both. Like, what was it? Save one, sacrifice one, things like that. In this episode, it takes place 6 months after the death of the queen, of Mother of Rhaenyra, and that basically everyone is sort of bombarding the king to remarry, to make the kingdom at balance again, because he does need a male heir. Even though she is named the heir, he does need a male heir. The thing of it is, I guess they don't really believe that girls should be heirs. But then again, a man within the council says that is by tradition. It should have nothing to do with a decision of the king. If the king decides it, then he has the right. So he's being told he has to remarry to have a queen. At the same time, him and his daughter are sort of reconciling because they haven't spoken much. I mean, they were both grieving in their own way. I mean, lost both the queen, a mother, things like that. So she's trying to learn as best she can, because when the king passes away, she will ascend to the throne and she will be the queen of the Nine Realms. So, they're dealing with Daemon because Daemon decided to go and steal an egg. On top of that, the king is basically, there is the cousins of the king's, Cortry, I believe his name was, and his wife, the queen that never was. Basically, they are using their child, let's call it as it is, using their child as a bargaining chip. Because why? They want power. Let's unite our lines, the Valerians and the Targaryens, and make our bloodline stronger. Let's make it unify. This marriage could unify this. And obviously the whole time is like, this is for power. They want power back. They want their placement back on, with the, what do you call it? They want to have the rights to get back on the throne. That's what they want. It's all a gimmick. This isn't to strengthen house. Like, hey, we have to do this because let's get right here. We're vulnerable as we are. We need to do this. They want a power. They wanted power, of course, because the other guy, Hightower, was also using his daughter as a bargaining chip. I will always, always remember the Spanish Princess. It was the second season of the Spanish Princess, and this is when you meet the Boylan girls. And was it Mary? I think it was Mary. Anne was, and of course we all know the Boylan girls stories and things like that. The father of the Boylan sisters basically said, everyone says that the sons are, that should be the most prioritized. Like everyone should have a son, and that is true because the son does continue the legacy. But what good is a legacy when you don't have a daughter to help with making that happen? Almost like, hey, use your daughters as bargaining chips. You're going to mostly get what they want, what you guys want, And that's what that was. They were using their daughter as a bargaining chip because when the little girl, the Valerian little girl, the daughter, starts to recite the same speech as her father did, the king looks up to her and says, is that what your father told you to say? She goes, yes. And she goes, he asked her, what did your mother say? That we wouldn't have to do the stuff that we need to do till I was of age. Meaning the little girl's 12 years old. In the story, she's 12 years old. This isn't real, folks. This isn't real. This is a show. This is a show. Relax. This is a show. And, seeing that, I could tell right off the bat, like, dude, open your mind, open your eyes. They're using her as a bargaining chip so they can have, a step closer to the throne. The queen that never was, the cousin, starts to go after the daughter. And the daughter says, do not put your anger on me. Whatever anger you have is on you. You're only doing this to try to be the queen you never were. And she's your daughter, because she had asked her, oh, does it bug you? She goes, he has to remarry. He's the king. He can do what he wishes. If he feels like he needs to marry, then he can. I'm not here to give him permission of what to do, what not to do. He is the king. Yes, he is my father, but if he wants to do what he wants to, let him do what he wants. She's your daughter. Does it bug you? And she goes, oh, yes, it does. But yet you're still using your own daughter as a bargaining chip to try to get back on the throne. How does that work? You just got called out as being a hypocrite. You're willing to sacrifice your daughter like a sacrificial lamb, knowing fully well that it bugs you. But the fact to try to get back on the throne, is more of a priority than your daughter. Screw you. Get a clue. But, the same thing as Hightower. He was using his daughter as a bargaining chip. Which, she does later become, or she does get claimed by the king to marry her, and then it causes the Valerians are insulted, and they seek allegiance with the brother Damon. I keep on saying Damien, almost wanting to say Damien, but it's Damon. Played by the talented Matt Smith. I mean, my God, this dude. Like I said before, it would have been better when he did Morbius. It would have been better if either he was sworn in by another vampire to be like Michael, so he wouldn't have to be under the sickness as well. Or if he was an entirely new character himself and then Milo was casted by a total different person. I still stand by what I said with that movie. I mean, I think that movie, first off, that movie should have been rated R. And second of all, they should have explored more into the vampiric nature of Maurice. But then that's a total different movie. That's a total different thing. So, House of the Dragon, episode 2, looks like episode 3, they're older now from what the previews looks like. So, we're going to see what happens. It's really good so far. I really do enjoy it. Any other series that I can't wait for? Well, I still have to watch Sandman. Another series I can't wait for is Wednesday. Can't wait for that. But yeah, so House of the Dragon... what do I think about it? Obviously, it is setting the stones very nicely. It is executing everything very nicely. And honestly, I just want to keep having more and more. It's like a cake. I just want to keep on eating until I don't got no more cake. But, yeah, so that's going to be it for me today, guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you haven't watched it, watch it. If you don't have HBO, then I would highly, highly suggest, because it will be released, because it does stream the next day on HBO Max. I would highly suggest wait until the whole series has, or like the whole season has been completed. That way, when you go on HBO Max and you start the new trial, you can just watch that whole season and then cancel the trial or cancel the membership. So that's what I do with Amazon. Yeah, and Disney Plus too, and Hulu. Hey, I have the right, and then if I want to try again, I could do it again. Yeah, so yeah, I'm guilty. I ain't ashamed of it. I don't regret it. Because no one got hurt. No one died. I didn't steal anything. They said you could have the free trial for free for 30 days. So I canceled it before the 30 days. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And be safe out there. Okay, bye.